Yeah, we think the unemployment rate is high now and it's hard to find a job. Wait until 2026 when this big, beautiful bill goes into effect. And these nursing homes and these hospitals and different clinics start to shut down because they no longer have the funding. It's going to get ugly. And I know a lot of people who work in the healthcare field, they aren't preparing for this. They're not sitting no money to the side. They're still taking vacations. They're still going to purchase new cars with $1,000 notes, still living in luxury high-rise apartments, and they're not taking this shit serious. It's going to get ugly. And when if your facility decides to close or have to close, you may not be able to find another facility to go to. You may not even be able to relocate to another state because it's going to happen all over the country. It's going to get bad. I advise y'all to start preparing now. Start downsizing those cars. Start thinking about a cheaper place to live in. And start saving as much money as you possibly can. Yeah, we think the unemployment rate is high now and it's hard to find a job. Wait until 2026 when this
bill that the Republicans are trying to pass. I read the bill, so you guys don't have to read the bill. But I carry with some of my key points that's in the bill. So, they're going to pass this bill, y'all. I don't care what they cut. They are determined to pass this bill. So get ready for $650 billion in Medicaid cuts. Get ready for $300 billion in SNAP cuts. Get ready for $350 billion in student aid loans. Get ready for them to take $50 billion from federal employees. And they also say they're going to defund parenthood. I don't know. They just so obsessed with women having babies. Also, they're going to remove taxes on gun silencers, y'all. That's what they're removing taxes on. Also, that no tax on tips, which is going to be in this bill, this one beautiful bill. It's only no tax on cash only. Cash only. So if you get credit card tips or anything, they still going to tax that. And if you making up to $25,000, you got to claim that on your taxes and let your employer know how much your cash tips were for you to get the deduction. So it's not what it seems. It's a big, beautiful, dumb bill that's going to hurt America. Think about it. $350 billion in student aid is going to be taken away. So that means less people like me and less people like you ain't going to be able to afford to go to school. And if you do get a loan, you're going to be in debt for a long time. $650 billion worth of cuts to Medicaid. You know your grandma on Medicaid. You know your granddaddy, your children's, autistic children. A lot of those kids are on Medicaid, but yet they're going to cut $650 billion from Medicaid. That's crazy. Also, they taking away food, y'all. We're talking about food. $300 billion in SNAP cuts, y'all. That's food. That's what people just trying to survive who don't have nothing. They gonna take that away and make y'all starve anymore. This bill is ridiculous. It's more to this, but I just want to narrow it down so y'all can know what's coming, because they gonna pass this bill. I guarantee you they gonna pass this bill. And also, guess who gained from this bill? Guess who gained? The rich is going to get a $1.4 trillion tax cut. The rich, $1.4 trillion tax cut. So is this the big, beautiful bill y'all been waiting on? It's going to pass. If you're on Medicaid, you better start thinking about what you're going to do. If you get SNAP benefits, you better start thinking about what you're going to do. If you're trying to go to school, you can't get student loan aid, You better start finding out what you gonna do, because it's finna get ugly. They finna take from the poor and really give to the rich right in front of our eyes. And I guarantee y'all, I don't care how many Republicans say they're not gonna vote right now, but when that bill comes to the table, they're gonna vote for it. So get ready, y'all. Get ready for this big, beautiful BS bill that's gonna destroy
the black people the most, especially black men. Because the government put a woman in position of power over men. You feel me? That's why you see a lot of women in the project with more than one baby daddy, or Section 8 with more than one baby daddy. Why? Because by the government paying their bills for them, on every level, they can switch from man to man. As soon as one man said the wrong thing, they can get another man and have a baby from him. You feel me? They don't have to be committed or dependent on a man financially, because they had the government to help them. So that's why we have a lot of these bastard children with fathers, but the father's not in the household because the mother keeps switching from man to man because she don't need a man for support. No, I'm talking about she don't need a man financially. You feel me? Because the government is her husband, was her husband, and still is her husband, because we have to fell into that generational curse where being a baby mother and have multiple baby daddies is, I don't know, I guess the right thing to do. Or that's what's trending. That's been trending for the last fucking 60 years or some shit. But by these government assisted programs being changed and modified, it's like now it's either two things the black woman gonna have to do. Because we see that education not working. I mean, you see a lot of them women who so-called educated, they don't have a man. You feel me? So we see that. So now it's two things gonna happen. The black woman is gonna have to choose who she have kids from wisely, or become prostitutes like most of them already is, selling pussy. You feel me? Because once you don't have the government to depend on no more, now you're going to need a man, especially in this economy. You're going to need a man to help you, and you're going to have to be submissive to a man. You feel me? That's going to get y'all back into y'all feminine mind frame and out of the masculine mind frame. You feel me? Y'all don't see what's happening. He probably don't even see what's happening, but I see what's happening. What's happening is Trump is putting the black man and men in whole back in their proper position, because a woman should not be over a man. A woman should never rule over a man. That should never happen. God did not create it like that. But that's all I see. Simp, weak ass niggas living with females, scared to get their house. Scared to get their own house. You know what I'm talking about? Project house to project house, project bitch to project bitch. But they ain't gotta pay nothing. But all they got to do is shut the fuck up like a bitch. That's all the men got to do. Shut the fuck up like a bitch and let the female run everything, or he'll get kicked out. This bill is going to make men have to go back to work, because these project houses about to eventually get eliminated. So the man ain't gonna be able to depend on that shit no more. You know what I'm saying? And be a soft ass, weak ass nigga. He will have to step out and be a man. And the women gonna have to shut the fuck up and get under a man's program. You feel me? So at the end of the day, I used to be a Democrat until I started to read what the fuck a Democrat was. Now I'm a conservative. That's what I am. Because I don't believe that black people should always be playing victim. But the government, they owe me this, or I get this, or they owe me food stamps, or they owe me Medicaid. The government don't owe you shit. And as men, to hear y'all weak ass niggas saying that and always stressing about this racism shit, okay, in some forms it is racism, but bro, I'm a gangster, bro. I done did time and all, my nigga. So I don't want you to be saying that. Nah, I ain't saying that, bro. I'm a goddamn man, my nigga. Period. Men don't complain, my nigga. You feel me? We complain, but we get over that shit. We don't bring that shit into our household, my nigga. We suffer in silence, but we keep going, my nigga. And we talk to other men, bro. Kings speak to kings, bro. You feel me? On God. But this shit is going to put us back in position of power, men. All y'all simp ass niggas, you feel me, sitting around these girls' house getting talked to all type of ways because she got the project house and she can kick you out. Y'all know a lot of you niggas. You feel me? Y'all niggas weak as fuck. But things are changing, my nigga. You feel me? I never needed a female for nothing. Nothing, never. So it was always a want thing for me. So I know how I feel to be in power. And I'm a good leader. I got 8 brothers and I've been running shit all my goddamn life. That's on God. So it ain't nobody go run me on no type of shit. Niggas or bitches. Feel me? But y'all simp ass niggas, y'all niggas gonna have to goddamn step up and be a man, bro. Cause really, y'all the niggas that want to make it make it bad for real niggas. On God.
Don't let the night in without telling y'all about the big beautiful bill with points that I found interesting. So if you want details or if you want to know about something else that I didn't cover, you can go to whitehouse.gov, you can go to Google, you can go to hell. I don't care. Just leave me alone about it, okay? So listen up. See if some of this can work for you. HR 6585, the Workforce Pell Grant. That's 8 to 15 weeks or 150 to 600 clock hours. You can qualify for a workforce Pell Grant. Basically, trade school and programs, training programs. So if you've always wanted to go to HVAC repair or plumbing or some kind of trade school to get yourself a job in a certain field, now you may qualify for a workforce Pell Grant. So that's wonderful. Use that to your advantage, okay? ATC overhaul, that's the air traffic control overhaul. $12.5 billion reconciliation package for the revitalization of the air traffic control program. Okay, when y'all were talking about he wanted to dismantle and get rid of air traffic control, yeah, he was just really trying to dismantle it to build it back up, which is kind of what we told you, but y'all kind of wanted to listen to the fear mongering. American credit unions, no new tax added on 142 million members of American credit unions. HR 1, that's more financial freedom for you, right? That's great. American Farm Bureau, they have a reconciliation package and huge tax provisions. So for the people that were saying that big beautiful bill is going to hurt farmers, absolutely not. It's actually going to help them. So I hope y'all got some fire-ass tax preparers ready, because it's on ready, set, go for a lot of people. Delivering school choice, federal funding for private school tuition, tutoring, and expenses. And that's through tax credit to donors to scholarship granting organizations. So basically, there are tax credits to people who have the money that want to donate to scholarship organizations, so your child can have more choices in their education. When it comes to public school or private school, they can qualify for a scholarship for private school. So that's amazing. Social Security, super enhanced deductions for our seniors that are receiving Social Security. So again, get your ass a fire-ass tax preparer, okay? That knows the ropes. No cuts to Medicaid. They only removed illegal aliens, so there are no cuts to Medicaid for American citizens. No changes for pregnant women, children, seniors, the disabled, or low-income families. So all the fear-mongering that they did telling you that a lot of people are going to be kicked off of Medicaid, yeah, it was just one big lie. There's no changes for American citizens that are on Medicaid. Medicare, there was never any danger of Medicare leaving it ever. So it's not going to be touched. It was never in danger of being touched. Expanding rural hospital protection. You know the rumor they said they're going to be closing rural hospitals because they're cutting out Medicaid? That's so untrue. They're only cutting out Medicaid for illegal aliens. So the money that they're saving, they're actually investing it more into rural hospitals. The 20-hour work week requirement, that's for able-bodied adults without young children, ages 18 to 65. If you can get out there and work, in order for you to receive some of these government benefits, your ass is going to have to go to work for 20 hours a week. That's 8 hours a month. That's not going to hurt you. 100% expensing for new domestic factories. So that's more job opportunities for Americans, right? Right. Okay. Maybe we won't go all the way back to the golden era, but we getting as close to it as we possibly can. So use some of those things that you can to your advantage, and the big beautiful bill is going to work for us. Any more questions? Go to whitehouse.gov, or just don't let the night in without telling y'all about the big beautiful bill with points that I found interesting. So if you want details or if you want to know about something else that I didn't cover, you can go to whitehouse.gov, you can go to Google, you can go to hell. I don't care. Just leave me alone about it, okay? So listen up. See if some of this can work for you. HR 6585, the Workforce Pell Grant. That's 8 to 15 weeks or 150 to 600 clock hours. You can qualify for a workforce Pell Grant. Basically, trade school and programs, training programs. So if you've always wanted to go to HVAC repair or plumbing or some kind of trade school to get yourself a job in a certain field, now you may qualify for a workforce Pell Grant. So that's wonderful. Use that to your advantage, okay? ATC overhaul, that's the air traffic control overhaul. $12.5 billion reconciliation package for the revitalization of the air traffic control program. Okay, when y'all were talking about he wanted to dismantle and get rid of air traffic control, yeah, he was just really trying to dismantle it to build it back up, which is kind of what we told you, but y'all kind of wanted to listen to the fear mongering. American credit unions, no new tax added on 142 million members of American credit unions. HR 1, that's more financial freedom for you, right? That's great. American Farm Bureau, they have a reconciliation package and huge tax provisions. So for the people that were saying that big beautiful bill is going to hurt farmers, absolutely not. It's actually going to help them. So I hope y'all got some fire-ass tax preparers ready, because it's on ready, set, go for a lot of people. Delivering school choice, federal funding for private school tuition, tutoring, and expenses. And that's through tax credit to donors to scholarship granting organizations. So basically, there are tax credits to people who have the money that want to donate to scholarship organizations, so your child can have more choices in their education. When it comes to public school or private school, they can qualify for a scholarship for private school. So that's amazing. Social Security, super enhanced deductions for our seniors that are receiving Social Security. So again, get your ass a fire-ass tax preparer, okay? That knows the ropes. No cuts to Medicaid. They only removed illegal aliens, so there are no cuts to Medicaid for American citizens. No changes for pregnant women, children, seniors, the disabled, or low-income families. So all the fear-mongering that they did, telling you that a lot of people are going to be kicked off of Medicaid, yeah, it was just one big lie. There's no changes for American citizens that are on Medicaid. Medicare, there was never any danger of Medicare leaving it ever. So it's not going to be touched. It was never in danger of being touched. Expanding rural hospital protection. You know the rumor they said where they're going to be closing rural hospitals because they're cutting out Medicaid? That's so untrue. They're only cutting out Medicaid for illegal aliens. So the money that they're saving, they're actually investing it more into rural hospitals. The 20-hour work week requirement, that's for able-bodied adults without young children, ages 18 to 65. If you can get out there and work, in order for you to receive some of these government benefits, your ass is going to have to go to work for 20 hours a week. That's 80 hours a month. That's not going to hurt you. 100% expensing for new domestic factories. So that's more job opportunities for Americans, right? Right. Okay. Maybe we won't go all the way back to the golden era, but we getting as close to it as we possibly can. So use some of those things that you can to your advantage, and the big beautiful bill is going to work for us. Any more questions? Go to whitehouse.gov or just
poverty. People are upset because poverty, confusion, and disability and laziness are no longer being centered by American policy. Why should we focus all of our energy on serving the poor and not getting the poor out of poverty, which is what this one big beautiful bill is doing in so many ways, is giving the poor resources and giving the middle class resources to lift ourselves up. But y'all would rather continue to just create policies and programs around keeping the poor and serving them right where they are. Y'all act like poverty is some kind of like diagnosis that you receive as an infant and there's no getting out of it. Y'all act like poor people are poor because the sorting hat chose house poverty for them, and that's just what it is. Sometimes people are poor because they're lazy and they need motivation to get their ass up and go to work. Sometimes people are poor because they don't even know where to start. They don't know what to do. Sometimes people are poor because poverty is all they know. Everybody around here ain't just poor just because they just do not have it in themselves to work their way out of poverty. I believe the majority of us do have it in ourselves to work our way out of poverty. One big beautiful bill is encouraging and forcing people to get back into the workforce. We need a productive workforce here in America. The fact that the average child can now invest up to $1,000 a year tax-free is huge. Anybody can do that. That's not just a wealthy accommodation. Anybody can build wealth off of investing. The fact that my newborn baby will have access to a savings account That's building wealth. That's giving him a head start. This one big beautiful bill has quite a lot in there that will boost the economy and will boost all of us as individuals and families and business owners. But you got to go out and get something. You got to do the work. We can't keep on focusing all of our energy on the poor. The poor should be focusing their energy on the wealthy.
People are all about the one big beautiful bill. Well, you want to know the fucking truth? The one big beautiful fucking bill prepared me when Bill Clinton was in the motherfucking chair. Yeah, I said it and I'm spitting with it. When Bill Clinton was in the chair, Bill Clinton said, I either got a choice. Either I come down to the welfare office and work and get my check every month, or go to school, or get my ass off and then go get me a job. So there we have it. So that's what the one beautiful bill did for me. It prepared me for this shit right here. They laughed, okay? Okay, when I'm going to tell you the truth. I started in, you didn't even have to be certified, because people say, oh, it's a license, certification number, license, however the hell you want to say it, okay? But I'm going to tell you that one big beautiful bill, it don't faze me. Maybe later on in life, it don't faze me. And all this, he's going to give the elderlies a break on the Social Security. It was already taxed. They taxed it again. So the only thing they're going to do is, let me just say this. I'm used to working. I've been working. They laughed at me. So many people laughed at me because they said I wasn't doing nothing but cleaning. Okay, then you change that. You want to pass meds. Now all you got to do is go take a tech class. You can still pass meds because now you don't want me to tell the truth. So no, I'm not impressed. And I'm not scared. Because a fat bitch been used to working, been used to hustling, been used to taking care of her children. But mine grown now. Let me tell you this. My grandkids still gonna fucking eat. That's still, I don't care about the one beautiful bill. Because the one beautiful bill is not nothing compared to what Bill Clinton motherfucking ass did when he was in motherfucking office. He told me get up and go to motherfucking work. Or come down to the motherfucking welfare office and file paperwork for your check. I'm spitting, I don't give a damn. Because it ain't right. Wake up, smell the coffee, understand, get educated, comprehend, know what the fuck this shit is. All right?
Bill. It's 870 pages. Did you read it? No. There's a certain group of people who just want to pick out pieces like the Medicaid part, talking about everybody deserves health care. Yeah, everybody does deserve health care. But Medicaid is not a universal program. This is in Canada. Universal health care is in Canada. You can go move there if you want universal health care. But in the United States, Medicaid was a government program for seniors and people who were disabled. Your whole family shouldn't be on Medicaid. Your whole family shouldn't be on Section 8. The free train, the free loading train has come to an end. Read the big, beautiful bill, all 870 pages before you jump on here crying about what Trump's doing. You can get Medicaid if you're not disabled or if you're not a senior. You just have to have a work requirement. You can get EBT and SNAP benefits, but you can only get it for 2 years. You can get a Section 8 voucher for 2 years. Not you, your kid, your kid's kids, your grandma, your auntie. That's not what it is. That's why you're really mad. Tell the truth. Because we already know. Because all that free shit that you've been getting hasn't been free. Taxpayers have been paying for it. You know, the ones who work. The ones who have barely any food in their refrigerators while you guys do food hauls from Walmart talking about you got $3,000 in food stamps. You have to get a job now. Or if you want your whole family on Medicaid, go to Canada, because there's some really great things in the 870 pages of that big, beautiful bill. So one of them is no tax on tips, no tax on overtime. So when you get your job and you work overtime, it won't be taxed like it is now. Do y'all know how much they tax overtime? Like 50%. That's gone away. All of the servers in the world who get like shit tips, you won't have to be taxed on them anymore. So maybe you'll bring home more money. I think that's a win. And for all of the people who are buying cars or have car loans that you probably don't want to pay back, there's not going to be any more tax on the interest from your car loan. So where is he's taking the Medicaid and he's making tax breaks for the rich people? Read it. The other thing is Medicaid is for people who need Medicaid. It's not for you losers who are sitting at home making bullshit TikToks and then being mad because you're not making any money on it. You're providing no value. So, when you want to complain about Trump's big, beautiful bill and literally get on social media crying about your Medicaid is gone, first of all, it hasn't even gone into effect. So stop lying. That's first of all. Second of all, if you're not a senior and you're not disabled, the big, beautiful bill just tells you, as it relates to Medicaid, you got to work a certain amount of hours. The Section 8 that you generationally hand down to your whole family is over. You can't do that anymore because there are American citizens who actually qualify for Medicaid and Section 8 and EBT and couldn't get it because you've been on it for 20 years. And for all of you people who are talking about, oh, what are we going to do? Well, you should be happy about the big, beautiful bill because now the illegal migrants can't get your shit. And maybe if the illegal migrants go back to their home, there'll be jobs for you to get. So you don't have to be at home begging for money, okay? So let me know down in the comments. Did you guys read the big, beautiful bill? Have you read all 870 pages? Or are you just saying what everybody else is saying? The same group of people talking about crying that your Medicaid is gone. Like well-bodied people, like strong people, not seniors, crying on this app because you don't get free shit anymore. Let me know down in the comments. Who's
just won again? But if you listen to the end, I'm going to tell you how you can flip it and make it work for you. Congress just passed a tax bill that helps millionaires keep millions. And if that's not you and you're not mad, then you're probably not paying attention. They're calling it the big, beautiful bill. Well, here's who it's actually beautiful for. If you die with 29 million, your heirs can now pay 0 estate tax. That's beautiful. If you run a profitable LLC or an S Corp, you can now get 23% off your taxes permanently. That's beautiful. And if you're an investor and you buy buildings, trucks, machinery, you can write off 100% of that instantly and there's no waiting. Man, that's beautiful. So, did anyone get left out? Obviously, the answer is yes. If you work 2 jobs, you hustle for tips, and you do gig work, then maybe you get a tax break on those tips and overtime, but that's it. If you believed in clean energy and you thought it would change the future, you can forget about that because the bill slashes nearly every renewable incentive. If you're just getting by, unfortunately, nothing is going to change for your life. But it supercharges the lives of the top 10%. Those are the IRS and Joint Committee on Taxation stats. So that's verified and it's undisputed. You can still win. So hold your horses, but you're going to have to move differently. Here's the play that nobody is telling you. You're going to start a business, not a side hustle, but a real legal entity. You're going to form an LLC, make real money, then elect S Corp status. The new law lets you deduct 23% of that income off the top. If you're smart, you're going to stack that with an investment vehicle called a MAGA account. It grows tax-free. You're going to drop that business into an opportunity zone, and that move alone can legally shield capital gains for decades. This isn't theory. It's a federal code, but it's going to take execution on your part. This is why most people will still miss out. This only works if your structure is airtight. One bad operating agreement, one missed IRS filing, you're going to lose it all. That's why the wealthy pay attorneys and CPAs and fiduciary teams like mine. They understand the cost of a mistake is more than the price of doing it right the first time. You wasn't supposed to know this. You were supposed to scroll, complain a whole lot, and move on. But now you know. And if you're serious about using the exact tools that billionaires got locked in line by line, this is where you start. My site is at the top of the page.
Who you voted for or where you fall on the political spectrum, I need you to hear what I have to say and receive it with an open heart and open mind, because it's not going to only affect you, but it's going to affect millions of your fellow Americans. This is why the big beautiful bill is going to hurt the working, middle, and lower class. As far as housing, they're going to cut rental assistance, Section 8, and homelessness prevention. If you're a low-income family, a veteran, or a single parent, good luck with finding safe and stable housing. These cuts to housing include HUD programs, Section 8 vouchers, and emergency rental assistance. This impacts families already struggling with rent hikes, and they will face longer wait lists or lose their support. Homelessness is likely to rise, especially for single parents, veterans, and low-income seniors. Landlords in low-income areas may evict faster, knowing subsidies won't come through, and this hurts the working-class families, disabled individuals, unhoused people, immigrants, and unsubsidized housing. Up next, how will it affect food stamps and WIC? They're gone for millions. So if you're working full-time and still rely on SNAP to feed your kids, too bad, babes. You're out. Reductions in SNAP, food stamps, WIC, all those programs, they're being cut. Eligibility thresholds are tightening and benefits are shrinking. This affects millions who may get kicked off of food assistance or receive less, even if they're working full-time. Families with kids will see grocery budgets stretched a little thinner, and WIC cuts means fewer resources for pregnant women, babies, and toddlers. This not only hurts single parents, but immigrant families, gig workers, students with kids, and the elderly. As far as health care, Medicaid is getting gutted. That means more uninsured workers, higher medical debt, and fewer mental health resources. If you beat cancer like I did, or live with a chronic illness, they just made staying alive more expensive. This bill causes healthcare program rollbacks. What's being cut is Medicaid expansion and subsidies from the ACA. This impacts low-wage workers who rely on Medicaid, who will then become uninsured or forced into private plans that they cannot afford. Preventative care, mental health services, and prescriptions will become inaccessible. This mainly hurts immigrants, low-income workers, cancer survivors, or people with chronic illnesses. As far as education, they're attacking Pell Grants and student loan relief. First-generation students, immigrants, and parents who are trying to go back to school, the path for a better future for yourself or your family just got that much harder. In relation to the education access, this is what is going to be cut or restricted. Federal Pell Grants, student loan forgiveness programs, funding for public colleges, and adult education. This makes it to where education becomes even harder to access without debt, and immigrants and first-generation students lose their shot at an upward mobility. Adult learners, like parents going back to school, are now going to face more barriers. This hurts the working-class students, DACA recipients, parents returning to school, and people trying to skill up to escape poverty. I know this is one of the biggest ones, but the tax cut for the wealthy and corporate welfare, sweet merciful Jesus. While they're slashing aid, this is what they're doing. Expanding tax loopholes for billionaires, lowering corporate tax rates, deregulating industries that exploit labor. Need I go on? In layman's terms, and in order to translate for the people in the back who are just not getting it, tax cuts for billionaires are untouched. Corporate loopholes are still wide open. They're not cutting waste. They're cutting people like us. They're balancing the budget on the backs of the poor while rewarding the already rich. This is why it matters. This bill isn't about cutting waste. It's about cutting people out of basic dignity. It undermines economic mobility, education access, food security, healthcare equity, human rights for immigrants, and working families. It is a direct blow to the working, middle, and lower class. But here's the thing. This isn't the end. It's a wake-up call. Talk about it. Share this. Show up where it counts. Because we deserve more than survival. We deserve a system that serves us, not one that buries us while smiling. If you stayed to the end of the video, please interact with it in any way. Repost, comment, like, share, because this needs to get out to people.